All right, here with Coach U and Cam McKennedy after the Bruins defeat Clinton College. Coach, I know it was kind of a, leading up to this game, a little bit of a scramble as we had a team cancel and then reschedule, so it didn't really give you guys a lot of time to do any kind of game plan or prep that you would normally do. So kind of coming out tonight, what was the game plan? What was the things that you really wanted to emphasize?
Well, the way I break down my staff coaching responsibilities is I always worry about our team anyway. I usually Coach Miller spends a lot of time breaking down the other team's film and really doing a lot of scouting, but John Wooden and Coach K early in my career told me to focus on your team because that's what you can control. And so for us, I don't really think it was a huge change. We usually do know a little bit more about the team going in, but even though we played them last year, they have a new coach. They have all new players except for a couple, and so we really didn't know anything about them. But they were undefeated coming in. They played some good teams, and so that's really what I just told our guys was we played our best game of the year Tuesday night, and I really wanted to come into tonight, finish out 2019 at home, changing our best and play even a better game, and it didn't quite happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It was one of those games that was really back and forth. They played a very high-pressure defense, really pressuring our guys up front. But how did you over the course of the game, how do you feel like we handled that pressure?
We ended up with 26 turnovers, and that's obviously not what I want. I think we ended our last game with half of that, with less than half of that. I think we ended our last game with only 12 turnovers. I think we had 6.5 in our last game. And so to come back out and not do that, having Nate lead us in turnovers with 8 again was disappointing because he had about a triple-double on Tuesday night, and I know that he can do better, and I just feel like we're trying to pass through people's hands. We're not faking a pass to make a pass. We're working on it in practice. We're improving on it, and they've shown a lot of improvement turnovers over the last 2 games. And then, people like to say it's because of freshmen, and our freshmen didn't play well tonight. But over the course of our games this year, our 9 games, 10 games, whatever it's been, it has not been our freshmen making a lot of these turnovers. It's been our veterans, and that's what's been most disconcerting.
Cam, during this game, we really needed several times of leadership and guys coming into, several times where they would come back on a run and cut into the lead, especially late into the game where they chipped it all the way down to 6. So just talk to me about the mentality that you had to have to come in and provide that leadership and to really try to stop those runs when they were happening.
All right. Well, Coach always says that we need leaders on the team. We need people to speak up, and even if we don't speak up, we should lead by our actions. And when I get into the game, I always try to play to the best of my ability, try my best not to do too much. And I feel like my job and my part of this team is to bring the energy and to play defense and to encourage the people that are in the game with me to do the same.
So taking tonight, you could kind of call it a scrappy win as we were able to really kind of bite and claw our way all the way to the end. What do we take from tonight into 2 very tough games coming up next week?
Well, hopefully tonight has our attention and realize that whatever the press clippings and stuff said on Tuesday night, it was not reality. And that's what happens over the course of a season is, it's hard for humans to sustain success for a long time. The way God built us is what gets our attention is some failure and some running up against the wall. And so we have plenty of failure things that we can look at for film. But for this team, as many things as did not go well, I don't want to be totally negative, to still win by 16. We shot pretty well from the free throw line. We could always do better. We ended up doing a lot better with rebounding. We do things that do help us win. And so, I don't want to just totally be negative. And so there's some things that we can do well, that we have done well, that we can take from this. Gardner Webb, really tough team, made it to the NCAA tournament last year. They played North Carolina well a few weeks ago, and so they played a tough schedule. It's a 10 o'clock in the morning game, and so that's tough, but I think that's a tournament-type atmosphere. I just look at it as another opportunity for us to show our toughness. And then finishing out on Saturday after finals against USC Upstate. Last time we played there, we walked away with a victory, and totally different team, totally different everything, but I think that's a game that we can be very competitive in, as we have against UNC Asheville and South Carolina State. As long as we eliminate losing, as long as we don't beat ourselves, I think we can play with anybody.
All righty. Thank you, guys.